Yes guys, what is up? Welcome to the SOL YouTube channel, or SOL on bikes. It is blue sky, sunshine, and well, we've had a little bit of a bad start because I am recording this intro on my GoPro, well, because I'm out here in the beautiful countryside, and we had a little bit of a problem whilst I was filming some flybys with my video camera. Now, looks all right, but there's no screen anymore. The camera actually still works, but here's the screen. So I hope we were able to, hopefully we caught everything that we need in terms of flybys. I just wanted to capture the sound a little bit more from the exhaust, because when I'm riding on this bike, it really sounds fruity. And what I didn't capture in the first ride video of the Hypermotard was that sound. Obviously, this is still very much a learning curve for me, recording me being on the bike. It's really hard to just try not to fall over or fall off and record and capture everything perfectly at the same time. But hopefully in today's video you can see an improvement on the production quality. But what I wanted to do, seeing as we've got such amazing weather, is just show you exactly why I like to get out and ride this thing. Is because I get to free up my mind, de-stress, think about things that maybe during the week have happened that I wanted to review or maybe analyze, and fundamentally have some fun, get out onto the open road. And seeing as we have had quite a few new car launches recently, I feel like we should talk about that. I can give my perspective as to what I believe about the 992 GT3, the McLaren Artura, and at the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys an update on my Ducati Diavel Lamborghini. Right then, here we go. Attempt number at least 25. In terms of me heading out onto the bike and trying to create content that is uploadable to YouTube. So I'm trying a different technique, combining the audio with the GoPro footage, and fingers crossed, merging the two together will work this time. And if this video goes out onto the internet, then happy days. But welcome back to the Ducati Hypermotard RVE, and when the weather is as good as it is today, I would go as far as saying 8 or 9 times out of 10 I would much rather be on 2 wheels than in a car. The closest thing that I can compare it to is like a go-kart or an open wheel race car, because you have the power to weight, but you also have the level of being so exposed that is unrivaled on 4 wheels, which is why I love the 2 wheels, and also why at any given opportunity when we get some blue sky and sunshine, I like to be out on the motorbike, because it gives me time to reset, review everything that's happened over the last couple of days, and in this video hopefully give you guys an insight into what I think about when I'm out on my motorbike enjoying the weather. So let's start with the 992 GT3, which was unveiled to a whole world of excitement. They have been teasing that car with all sorts of camo for months. Chris Harris also got a little bit of a sneak peek at the German factory, where he also checked out all of the GT3 models. And it's such an exciting car because it's a 911 GT3 that the 991, 991.2 are the ones that really got me into becoming a bit of a Porsche fan. But the 992 is quite interesting for me because it's bigger and curvier than the outgoing 991 911. So I actually think the 991.1 and the 991.2 GT3s look better, or the GT3 iteration suits that particular model of the Porsche better than the 992. I think personally, because the 992 is a really curvy version of a 911, that the sharpness of what the GT3 needs to be, and also the amount of aero that car needs to have to perform at its maximum capabilities, I personally think I prefer the 991.2 GT3. I think it looks better, and I know that I'm saying all of this based on the photos that I've seen. As as we get the opportunity of catching one of these in the flesh, hopefully I'll be able to drive one at some point, I'm sure my mind will change as opposed to how I feel about the looks of the 992 GT3. I think it's priced very competitively. I think spec'd up is going to be around 150 grand, 155,000 pounds, whereas the McLaren Artura, which is McLaren's first hybrid sports car, this is a car that is going to be replacing the 570S, is around 210 grand when you start putting options on, which is a crazy expensive car, especially when you look at the brand's price value history versus Porsche GT3, which are normally trading overs or over the retail price in comparison to McLaren's, which depreciate quite heavily over the first year to 18 months. So interesting price point from McLaren, but in terms of its looks and I'm sure its performance, if the 570S or 600 LT is anything to go by, if you look at how McLaren develop their car or develop their products, you know that car is going to be very, very close in performance to a 720S. Whenever I take my bike out, I'm normally on it for about 45 minutes. I'll stop once, I'll recalibrate. Because I'm still learning and I'm very much a new rider, there is still many, many experiences that I'm having on two wheels that I'm learning as I go. And one of the hardest things that I find is making sure that all of the GoPro footage, all of the GoPros are still on the bike. It's such a different experience to record and film on a motorbike as it is to in a car. Even just pulling over on a motorbike is more stressful than in a car, because you always have that sense and that fear that maybe someone behind you hasn't realised that you're pulling over. Have you indicated properly? There are a lot to do with being out on two wheels that I still find quite nerve-wracking and intimidating. So having to record whilst I'm learning to ride as well is quite hard, which is one of the reasons why I am not rushing to collect my Lamborghini Diavel, because I want to learn on the Hypermotard. I am loving riding this thing, and whilst that Diavel looks beautiful, it is a very intimidating and very, very, very fast motorbike. That's one of the reasons why I haven't collected it from Ducati Cambridge yet, but also the weather isn't actually that good all of the time. We're getting one day in about 10 like this. So it's very, very rare that I would be able to get that bike out and ride it. But that isn't even the number one factor that is not stopping me from collecting the bike, but I suppose slowing me down to a walking pace is the fact that I have tried to get insurance on the bike and I can't. Basically, I'm too much of a new rider that I can't get insurance on the Diavel Lamborghini because of its price tag. It's obviously had a price increase from a standard Diavel because of how rare it is and also how close I live to London. Insurance companies fundamentally won't go anywhere near that bike with my name insured on it. Now, I knew that was going to be a problem when I ordered the bike, and I said this in the first video when I realised that the bike was actually in the UK and at Ducati Cambridge. I don't care that I can't ride it. I was not going to miss out on the opportunity of owning this bike. And seeing as they're all sold out now, I'm so glad that I put my deposit down as early as I did to make sure that I was going to get one of these bikes. The problem that I have now is, for quite a long time, it's going to remain a piece of art from Ducati Cambridge. Is going to go down to NVN for PPF, and I do believe that we are aiming for a mid-March collection. So there will be a video coming very soon on me collecting the bike. What I plan on doing is heading up to Ducati Cambridge, checking it out, showing you guys a little bit more detail than when I was just an excitable little child at the fact that I could see it. So I'll show it to you in a little bit more detail once I've composed myself with all of the excitement. Then the bike, I was going to say the car, then the bike goes down to NVN. But seeing as I've not got the opportunity to get out and ride it, not until the summer at least, it will probably be static and be a really cool art piece but there is absolutely no way I'm giving up my slot of having the opportunity of owning that bike. So it's going to stay there until I sort insurance out on it, and then hopefully the weather will still be good enough for me to get out and ride it and enjoy it. But I need to take baby steps. I need to be sensible with my motorbike journey, and fundamentally not run before I can walk. There we go, guys. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an insight into how my brain works when I'm out on two wheels, why I love riding. I find it quite therapeutic. I'm able to just be out here by myself with no one able to call me, no one able to text me, there's no distractions. I'm able to process information, able to process things that I've done, review things that are going on with my business, but also be a little bit of a free spirit out on two wheels and enjoy the Ducati, which is it's an amazing machine. And also this being a new skill that I'm learning at the same time. It's also an amazing opportunity when we get weather like this to just be out on two wheels. We haven't seen that many supercars, but I will try and ride in more affluent areas where maybe we'll have the opportunity of being able to follow a couple of supercars and make the videos a little bit more interesting rather than just talking about cars that have just been released. But I'll leave it there, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and hopefully the production is slightly better than the last video. I'm doing my best to improve it and make it as best and as watchable as I possibly can whilst I'm out on two wheels. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I will see you soon. Take care, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye, guys.